Hey, old Boomer Paul here. I want you guys to check this out, man. I just picked this up just a few days ago. Needs a little work, but this is my adventure vehicle. (1996) GMC Safari Explorer package. It's got a bed inside it. I'm going to fix it up, do a little traveling around. Let me back up a little bit. There we go. Tomorrow, getting some motor mounts. And then she'll be a little more drivable. She runs and drives now, but I'm really taking it out anywhere. I'll open the door and pop the hatch here. Maybe. There we go. That's kind of a pain in the butt. That's one of the issues with these kind of vans. The door handles kind of get a little odd. I don't know what that clicking is, but I think it's because I have the door open. Something electrical. That's the back of it. Got a few tools in it right now. I'm going to go ahead and pop this hatch. There we go. Now we'll go take a look in the back. Hopefully this is all nice and wiggly. There we go. Ta-da! The cockpit of the spaceship Endeavour. Ah! Anyway, we get the motor mounts tomorrow, and if we get it back early enough, we'll probably take these seats over to storage, and that'll give us a little more room up there. And then we can really kind of get in here and start cleaning a little bit, and we got some other stuff to put in here. Typical thing we got to fix, this seal that goes up around here, both sides. This one has fallen off. It kind of needs a little bit of reconditioning, I guess. Wash it up with some soap and water, clean it out real good. Clean this one up here out real good too. This is another place that needs spiffed up just a tad. And then down here, sorry if I just jerked that thing over here, but this little area here needs not so much this, but this piece right here. Hopefully you can, maybe I'm too close. Hopefully you can see that little rubber corner right there is kind of chewed up. Typical issue with this kind of a vehicle, or this van here. And you can see some discoloration along the bottom there where that has leaked in there, which that's, you know, no biggie. That is a fixable thing. That's probably going to come out and become something else anyway when all is said and done. And the same thing here. You can see, you know, here's another seal that's kind of flattened out a little bit. But where those come together, that's kind of a typical thing. And we're going to figure out how to fix that without having to seal off the whole thing and make it airtight, and we end up dead because we can't breathe because we got too much caulking on all the seals. Okay, let's go take a look up at the little control panel here. You can kind of see that some of the things that's in here. And anyway, we got these cool skull speakers, and believe it or not, this van was attached to it. Same with this one. So we paid $2 grand for a couple of speakers, and they threw in this van. So we got a heck of a deal, man. There's a lot of the original stuff in this van still. And for the most part, we're going to try to keep it that way. And here's something interesting. I'm going to try to figure out how to get our electric game on here, because I'm going to put a 3,000 watt inverter and a couple of 200 amp hour lithium batteries in here for power, and get a be able to have a microwave and make a coffee and whatever inside, or be able to grab a grill outside and cook. Either way, but that is the plan for now. We're going to sand the roof off, hopefully be able to get, so you can see up there, I'm hoping I can get a 400 watt solar panel up there, or I may go with a big cargo box and one of those 400 watt fold out solar panels. So I want to be able to charge the battery up with solar, shore power, or maybe a little bit with the alternator, DC to DC charging. And I'm going to go ahead and open up this door, and I'll show you something else that I really don't know what to do with. And maybe you got some ideas for it. But this thing, it's broken, and I have all the pieces to it. They're down in there somewhere. Even one of the original hubcap cover things there is still in it. It's broken, but at least I have it. And a couple other pieces. But I'd rather just take that thing out and find something else cool to use it for. And maybe, I don't know, maybe figure something out with the radio and stuff too, make it fit a little nicer. And then I want to get some camera mounts and stuff built into this dash. That clicking noise is kind of annoying, isn't it? Sorry about that. But anyway, we're going to take this out and probably sand it off, and I'm going to see if there's some ways I can get some camera mounts in there, because like I said, this is an adventure vehicle. We're not, there's going to be camera mounts all over this thing, and on the outside of it too. But we'll probably grab some seat covers for it. I'm thinking maybe this might come out, switch it out for a refrigerator. It's nice and all, and I'll keep it, so we can keep it with the van. I don't want to change too many things too quick, but it's kind of the idea there. I think if I can find a refrigerator that would fit in there, and maybe just move it on up closer, on up in here, with that out of the way, then I can get a refrigerator in there, and plus still have maybe a little bit of extra room behind it for something. I want to show you all these controls in here, man. These things are pretty cool. I don't know if I locked that or unlocked it. I think I locked it. I probably unlocked it when I unlocked that other door. These things are kind of odd. Or maybe I'm just odd. There we go. There's the motor mounts and the transmission mount. You're going to do them both at the same time. That's the only thing wrong with this. You start it up, and when it's idling, it's you know, got a vibration to it. And I had a Chevy Astro, a 1990, one time before, and the same thing happened to it, and it was the motor mounts. And I remember it taking about, I don't know, three or 4 hours to change those motor mounts out, but now I am just too old and beat up to do it. So I have to kind of pay somebody to do the heavy duty stuff now. But you can kind of see here all the 90s stuff. It's an old ashtray. Some things to control radios and TVs, and the bed. The bed is electric. It folds up and down. It turns into a bench seat. So, but I may end up, I don't think it's going to be comfortable to be sleeping on something like that if you're going out and adventuring for any length of time. If you're going out camping for a weekend or something, that might work. But as far as, you know, maybe spending a month at a time or more out in the boonies, driving around looking for old barns, that would be uncomfortable. And I'm thinking about raising that up to about just get rid of that whole bed entirely altogether, just leave it in storage, and put a platform in there that's high enough to get a Milwaukee pack out under it. And then we can have Milwaukee pack outs under there for storage. And I'm also making a portable excuse me, a portable studio and power supply that I think is going to fit in a one of the larger tool chest Milwaukee pack outs, the one with the wheels on it. I think I can get an inverter and a battery or two in one of those things, and then, you know, kind of have it in a container and be able to pull it out and use it just about anywhere. Anyway, there, that's probably better. Sorry about that. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Kind of new at this. Anyway, this is the adventure vehicle. I hope you guys will be hanging out with us. Hopefully we'll be taking off here in a couple weeks. I think we got a trip to, where are we going? Up like by Toledo, Ohio, for a day and hang out, and then July headed down to Florida, and then probably around September we're going to head down Route 66 and go meet some buddies out in Tucson, Arizona, and hang out for a little bit. And that's kind of the plan for now, anyway. And just driving around here, loading up, you know, just taking pictures of some of these old barns and stuff around here. There's a lot of history in these rural parts of Ohio, and we're going to go out and see them. Thanks, everybody. Bye.